Hello, Stampin' Buddies. It's Late Night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, coming to you from Wisconsin. And I have not had the opportunity for a while, but tonight I have a guest stamper. Guess who's with me? Rylie is with me. Wave at everybody. Hello. We are going to make a shaker card together, right?
This is my first time.
It's your first time making a shaker card. It's going to be exciting.
And this is the paper you can use.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them the colors.
This is the best time, and it's almost like that color.
Yeah.
And then this is the glass window that we're going to be using to hold the shaker. And then this is the punch we're going to be using because it's available to use to make a hole to put like a beads.
Our little shaker pieces.
Yeah, and these are going to be used today.
Okay, so let me just remind everybody that we have an annual catalog that is getting released on May 6th. So unless you're a demonstrator, you can't order out of this catalog yet, and I can't open it yet. So know that we've got good things coming.
And you can do the alcohol markers or these water markers to color in your butterfly.
Yep, so.
Oh, and you'll need a color.
Yep, we're gonna do a die cut as well. So Rylie is using some of her markers. She's using some older colors, but these are the Stampin' Right markers. So, excuse me. Let me just back up a minute and let you know what we're going to use. We're using the butterfly from the Beautiful Butterflies, and know that the images on this stamp set are at 85%. So they're actually bigger than what they look like on here. And we're going to use the time to celebrate sentiment. So let me get that out of the way.
Okay.
And then we're going to use this new paper that is Florals in Bloom. Now there's lots of different colors in here. I'm not going to mention them all right now because we're anxious to get started on our card. But I am going to show you these patterns really quickly. Front sides, back sides, all right? So very pretty designs. The front side is usually the more intense design, and the backs are usually a little more subdued. Thank you for holding that. That helps a lot. And you can see there's just a real variety of colors. I like that one a lot. I like this one too. All right, so you get 12 sheets, 6 designs, 2 of each sheet.
Oh, and the paper on front I'm using.
You are.
And these are Grandma's brand new markers.
Yeah. So
these alcohol or water.
These are water-based.
These are still water.
And those are the Stampin' Right markers. These are the new in colors.
And we're going to use stays on.
Yes, we are.
For our sentiments that celebrate?
Yeah, the Let's Celebrate, we're actually just going to use our Memento black.
Okay.
But the butterflies that we're going to color, we're going to use the stays on because this needs a solvent. If you use like an alcohol blend, it'll make it blur. These are water-based, so they're not a solvent, so this should work. I have to think through that every time because I sometimes get a little confused.
Oh,
so,
and this is the base for the beads to go in?
That'll actually be for the inside of our card.
Oh.
All right, so let's go ahead. You can set that piece aside for right now. Let's go ahead and take our base, which is 8.5 by 5 1/4, and it is scored at 4 1/4. So we're going to take our little base here and burnish our score line so that it lays nice and flat.
Perfect.
All right, and then Rylie's piece I've already glued together, but I'm going to show you quickly how I glued these. Because we're going to use this as our top piece, I wanted to have a little more stability than just designer series paper. You don't need to glue yours on yet. If you do, we won't be able to put the shakers in. Okay. So I'm going to simply put glue, and I like the liquid, the Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. I am just putting glue around the edge of my designer series paper.
Or we have this type of glue in
a bottle. Yeah, it's the same kind of glue. It's just in a fine tip.
Yeah.
But we don't need a fine tip for this.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to put this on. And again, I only put the liquid glue on the very edges, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. We are going to punch a hole with this 2 3/8 circle punch, and we're going to punch the hole in our, whoops, yeah, that's right. We're going to punch a hole in our card front. All right, so I think we're going to go this way, and we'll just put it all the way up to the top, kind of have it centered, and then punch it out. All right, can you do yours, Rylie? I could have probably used dies, which might have worked a little bit better. All right, so let's get this punch out of the way.
So are we gonna like put the glass like under?
Oh, not yet. So we're gonna take this piece, all right? I'm actually gonna take mine apart.
What?
Yours is not glued, that's how I want it to be, but you're gonna do something different from me, all right? So what I want you to do is put this piece here and then see how you have to line up your flower here, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna put, whoop, that's not how it's lined up. How did we line this up? There we go. You're gonna line that up. You're gonna put a little bit of glue on the back of here, and you're gonna glue this down so that your design lines up, okay? So dot, 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 not a lot, remember? And make sure it goes to the edges because you don't want that design coming up. All right, can you get that?
I might need help with this.
Okay, give me just a minute here. I'm actually going to use, I thought about using the back side, but I guess I'm going to use the same side. All right, so let me put a little bit of glue on mine.
Okay.
And I'll,
So do we just glue it down?
yep. Can you line yours up so that the design matches? So move that leaf over, perfect. Oh, we're gonna have to scooch this over a little bit. It's a little off center.
There.
And that's, there we go. All right, so let me get mine in place.
Then why did we even put a hole?
Oh, just you wait and see. This is a surprise for Rylie because she's not done a shaker card before.
I bet you're like,
No.
no shaker card?
Hopefully, I haven't forgotten any steps. All right, so take this piece off carefully so that you don't lose your back piece. We're gonna take that layer off and we're gonna set it off to the side, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're gonna create the pocket for all of our little gemmy things, okay? So here is
Fun part comes in.
a piece for you.
Thank
Now
you.
one side of it's sticky and one side of it's got the backing on.
Oh yeah, you're
So
right.
please don't do that. I don't want to get hit in the face. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this
Thing around it.
far enough around the edge. So just start with one end and leave a gap so that you're going, don't be right on top of your paper. You want to see how I'm putting a space here? You want to have it out a little bit. You don't want to have it too close to that circle because you don't want to be able to see it from the top. Okay. And I'm just pressing this down as I go.
I don't know how far.
You're doing fine. You're doing good. And you're going to go all the way around. That's good. And just keep curling it and pushing it down as you go. And this is like the perfect size. That was fortuitous. Can you get it?
No.
You're doing all right. You're doing fine. It's hard to keep that backing paper on while you're curling it. So I think we'll be good. All right. Yes, you can put the cap back on the glue. All right. So now we're going to take...
The backing's off?
Nope, not yet.
Oh, and I'm going to use a little bit of each.
So these are loose shaker elements. These are new. Yeah, just leave that on there. And then these are the itty bitty Bokeh mix. These are also new. Careful, because we don't want to spill these, because then we'll have a big mess. Almost like glitter that Grandma doesn't do.
Look at Grandma. It's so pretty.
It is very pretty.
I'm definitely doing one of each.
You're doing some of each? Okay, so
Yes.
whoops. See how some of them came out already? Because they're sticking to the top of the...
Oh, that's
They're sticking to the top of the
why.
lid. All right, so now we're just going to drop some of these in our card. And you can drop a lot in your card. Well, not super lots, but you need enough. Okay, I'm going to put a few of this other color too. So we're just going to dump some of these in here. And try not to make too much of a mess while we're doing it. I think Riley's doing better than me. All right, I think that's all I want. Let me hold your card down for you.
Thank you.
So then the next step is going to be to put on our window sheets. So I cut our window sheets to 4 by 5 1/4, I think. I'm going to scooch this up for just a second so I can measure this. Let me see here. So I did them 3 3/4 by 5. All right. And actually, we're going to trim some of this off anyway. How you doing there, girl?
Good. I just like a lot of
Yep.
glitter.
Is that enough yet or no?
No, I'm good.
You're good? Because I'm going to put lids back on these so that we don't make more of a mess.
Okay, that's
All right.
probably good for me.
Yeah, that's probably good too.
A little bit more of this.
All right. So now we have all of these little pieces that you can put in your card too. All right, so let's get these out of the way so that we don't have
Will you help me?
a disaster. Yeah, I can help you.
Thanks.
Let's do this. Try not to bump your card because you'll have little itty bitty bits all over.
Will you have to like put this like off?
Yeah, that's going to come off. But I wanted to get all of our little bits in first.
I love my SHAKER card.
Yeah, good. All right, so we'll get those in there. That's good enough. We'll clean up the rest when we get there. So now these will come off. Let me trim. We're going to take a little bit off of this. Let's just use these. We'll take, oh, careful, don't let your card come up. And I'm going to do one more little thing. I am going to get an embossing buddy. Can you get that little pouch there, Rylie? That, yep. And I want you to, that's an embossing buddy. So I want you to rub that across your window sheet because that is going to reduce the amount of static and hopefully our little gems won't cling quite as much to our window sheet. Okay. Oh, that's kind of a lot. So you'll have to brush that off because you don't want a cloudy window. Okay. So here, you don't want a cloudy window. You just want a static reduced window. All right. Let's get that there. All right. So that should work. All right. So now what we're going to do, let's bring this down for you. You took your backing paper off, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take my backing paper off. Being very careful not to shake up my SHAKER card too early. And we're going to carefully lay this on top of our adhesive strips. All right. So what I'm using, just so you know, these are foam adhesive strips.
I feel like I didn't get it.
Oh, hang on. Some of your gems were coming out. We can try to salvage this. All right, let's just push some of those little puppies in there. There, I think that'll be good. See, yours is super full. Yours is super full, so it might not want to close all the way. But now Rylie got her window sheet past the top of her card, so we need to just trim this down because we don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to trim this off. Not a big deal, easily fixable. And I'm actually going to trim some of this off too. It's better to have your window sheet too big than too little, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's get rid of that.
I wish we could shake it right now.
Well, actually, you probably could a little bit. You could just wiggle it. See? Okay. So mine is on and I'm good with that.
Why are we going to shake it completely?
Well, when we get the top on.
Okay.
So now what we need to do is attach this piece, okay? So we need to have, no, we're not going to glue it because it has to be up higher, right?
Okay.
So we're going to use some more of these strips. So what I want you to do is put strips along the two long sides and along the bottom and along there, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to have to cut that, which is fine. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you. So, ooh, those are big scissors for you. Why don't you go ahead and, let's put these down for a second. If you start at the top and lay it all the way down. Yep, that's good. It doesn't have to be right up to the corner, and it can be in a little from the edge. And then when you get to the bottom, just turn it. Okay. And then when you get to the other corner, turn it. Let's move this in just a little bit because we don't want it right at the edge. Okay. All right, so let me get you another piece. So we're gonna go like this, and I'm gonna go around the corner a little bit. Probably only to about here, and I want little scissors. I don't want these big honking scissors. They're too big. And then we'll put a little piece here. And I don't want to take off any of the backing pieces yet because I want to make sure you can use that. And I'm going to actually trim around here a little bit. Okay, I want to make sure that this fits around my shaker element, all right? See how that works? Okay, so we've got our base, we've got our background piece. Now you could put a whole piece of designer series paper on the back, and then whatever your shape is here, you want to make sure that you've got your adhesive strip going around there. You could use dimensionals or the edge of a dimensional sheet too. Curve this a little bit more around the corner. There, we're all good. And then let's put this one over here, okay? And let's cut a little bit more off of here just to make sure it fits. Okay. I think that should be good. All right, and we don't have to worry about this part up here because it's going to be supported by there. So, oh, hang on just a second. We got a little stray couple of pieces there. All right. So you want to make sure that you have it sitting up on your card, but not interfering with these pieces. So I'm going to have to take some of mine off because mine was a little too close. How's yours doing, Rylie?
Not good.
Not good? All right. Let's see. Let's just see. We'll just go there. All right, so part of it is we're hanging up on your window sheet. So we'll just trim a little bit more off your window sheet and you should be fine.
What about the butterfly?
Hang on, we'll get there one step at a time. All right, so let's try this now. All right, so here's Riley's layer. Oh, that looks good now. So you can press that down and make sure you're good to go. I'm just going to make sure that mine fits all right. And it does. Found a couple of beads. So I'm going to take off my backing pieces. It's always a challenge when you're stamping with more than one person, I think, no matter the age, in a close environment. So here is our shaker card, basically, all right? So we've got our back, our base. We have our design cutout or a designer series paper on the back. We built it up with adhesive foam strips. We put in our little elements. We put a window sheet on top of there, trimmed minimally so that it's covered and none of the little pieces come out. And then we can put our top piece over the top. Again, it's raised up on the strips, all right? The butterfly, where did the stamp go?
Right here.
Oh, you have it in your hand. All right, so let's do a little bit of coloring. If you've hung with us this long, we're almost done now. All right, so I am going to, can you get it? Oh, be very careful with this because this is super permanent ink.
Oh, it smells so good.
I know, it smells, whoops. It smells.
I got it on the table.
That's all right. That'll wash off. Maybe. I'll get my little alcohol wipes later. At least it's not going to get on you. That's all right. So.
It smells so good.
I know, it smells like almonds. I love this ink.
Me too.
All right. So go ahead and stamp one butterfly.
Oh, and if you have stays on, take a big whiff of it.
Stays on because it does smell really good, doesn't it? And then you just have to be careful. Whoop, you just have to be careful when you're taking it off your paper because it is kind of a sticky ink. Go ahead and stamp that down. Do you have the block?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, yep, just carefully peel it off. You can start coloring.
I need it.
Yep, you can start coloring yours. I don't usually like to use stays on my photopolymer stamps because it does stay on. It will stain.
Even stain your clothes a little bit.
Yeah, it can. All right. And normally I would have my Pearson mat. Lift up your head so they can see what you're coloring. I would have my Pearson mat under there. Oh, bless you. All right. So we're done with the butterfly. There is stays on cleaner. So, oh, bless you.
Thanks.
There's stays on cleaner. There we go. And you'll just dab this on here and it'll help get that all clean. And then usually what I do is I just take paper towel and I clean off the top of my sponge. And it's good to go for next time. All right. So now I will color mine in a minute. I'm going to get some sentiments going for us. Are you all right with me just stamping your sentiment for you? Or do you want to do it yourself?
I want to do it myself.
All right, you can do it yourself. Let me get my Stampin' Pearson mat on here. Whatever fell, don't worry about it. We'll find it later. All right. So I'm just using Memento ink now. And hopefully it's not going to be too thick over there. Yeah. It'll be good. All right. So let's go down here. Riley's going to stamp her own. You ready to stamp it now?
Almost.
Okay, here you go. I'll stamp it. No, this is just plain old dull black. Nice. Okay, and the Memento ink just cleans up with water. Stays on, you need to have the stays on cleaner. All right.
And if you don't have it, buy it now.
So I am going to take our little die and I'm going to cut out my butterflies while Riley's working on hers. You're good. We're trying to go fast so that we don't keep you guys here forever. So we need our base, a cutting blade, our cardstock, and our die. And let's move this back a little bit. There we go. And then the next cutting plate. And we'll power it through here. That looks nice, Riley. So here is one of my butterflies. I'll push this through. You doing all right?
Yeah, I just need more color.
You need more colors. My goodness.
What? I need colors to impress.
You need colors to impress, huh?
Yeah.
All right, well, we might not be recording till the end of these projects because it might take a while to get it colored. But you'll have the idea, at least, of how to make the shaker card, if not how to get everything colored and put on it.
Or we could do some of our work. We could do the work now and then color at the end.
Well, we could, and I'm going to kind of do that. So I am going to, I'm going to be coloring my butterflies and doing something like this.
Okay.
And I am going to be using my new in colors. And then for my sentiment, I am going to trim. Are you going to fussy cut yours?
Yeah.
Ooh, Rylie likes to fussy cut. She's good at it too. I prefer not to fussy cut if I can help it. So I'm just going to use my little trimmer here. This was a joining bonus item, a little guillotine trimmer. So you never know when you join what little special they might have going. That looks nice. All right, now I need these. I have a die to cut those out, honey.
Okay.
All right, so you can keep coloring for a minute if you want. Now I am going to put my sentiment down here, but I don't think I want it flagged. Maybe I do want it flagged. We'll do, I think I'll put it over here. So I'll do a straight edge here, and that'll pull in my white border that I have on here. And this side, I'm going to make a flag end. So if you kind of eyeball where the middle is, or you could measure if you want, and just snip up to a certain point. If you go from the corner to the top of your snip on each side, corner to the top of your snip, you end up with a symmetrical flag. All right. Now, I think I also want to put maybe a little bit of ribbon. Whoops, are you all right there? You might want to put a little bit of ribbon under here. Now, you can see that this ribbon is multicolored. And that's because, can you just do it down here? You know what you're doing with that?
Yeah.
You can color your light colored ribbons. So I'm just going to cut this off.
I'm gonna color my ribbon.
I'll have to get you an alcohol blend.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to add that on just because it gives it a little something. And I'm going to make this a little bit shorter. All right. So I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal to put this ribbon on. And then normally I would say put your sentiment up on dimensionals, but because we already have this lifted so much for our shaker card, I don't want to put more bulk to my card. So I am just going to use, I think I'll use green glue though. I think I just lost my lid. So I'm just going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm just going to kind of go around the edges here. I'm not worried about that ribbon coming out because I used the Stampin' Seal. I'm going to put this over here. I guess I didn't quite get that straight, but we'll just make it look intentionally crooked. That'll work. And then these will go here.
Can you hand me my other butterfly?
Yeah, here's your other butterfly.
Thank you.
So Rylie is on the floor cutting out her butterflies with the die cutter. She is a pro at using the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines because she has been stamping with me since she was probably 2 or 3. I don't remember exactly how long, but a long time she has been stamping with me. So I think I am about done with my card. I'm just trying to clean up some of this debris that we don't really need right now, so we can look like we know what we're doing and are organized. But if you are interested in any of the products that I've used tonight, you can shop my online store, which is lorimakari.stampinup.net. If you put your phone here, it should take you right to my store. All right. So, Rylie, where do you think you're going to place your cards, your butterflies, I mean? Let's not, oh, are you ready to put that on? Did you want to color some ribbon though?
Yeah.
And what color do you want your ribbon? Like this
Oh,
color?
I wanted the fancy snip.
The fancy snip? What do you mean? Okay, well, you know how to do that,
But
right?
it's like that.
Oh, you don't have room to do your flag. That's all right, but you can still put colored ribbon underneath yours. Let me go get you that color. I think Berry Burst would work good for you. So here's Berry Burst. Let me get you some scrap paper. All right, and you don't have to do the whole ribbon. Just do, you know, like just that much. Now do it with the side of the, do it with the side. We want to go more at an angle because we don't want to break the tips, right?
Can you do this fancy cut on the ribbon?
Yeah, we can do a little angle cut like I did. So that's really probably about all we need. And we're just going to give that a couple seconds to dry. I can take this out of the way. Whoops. So, I think I showed you the butterfly set we were using. Hopefully, I showed you the butterfly set we were using. Beautiful butterflies. It's actually part of a bundle. So there's dies that go with it. Obviously, that's what we were using to cut out our little butterfly. Where did the butterfly die? He's still down there. Okay. So let's get, pardon my reach. Let's get the ribbon scissors. Let's get this out of the way. And do you want to cut the ribbon to just make it at an angle?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Hold on. Just have this.
So I just cut mine at a little angle there. And I will color my butterflies. I'll post another picture, at least on my, no, you don't have to cut that side. You want to cut this side. You're going to cut it like a flag?
Yeah.
Or like a fringe. So remember, the flag goes, if you cut down the center, and then go from corner to where you snipped. Let's move this in a little bit more. And corner to where you snipped. Sorry about the lighting. And then this, we want to put, just press that down onto your ribbon because I've got stick-em on there for you. And then now you can put some green glue on the back of there. Not a lot, that's plenty. Why don't you mix it around with your finger?
Ew.
And then you can wipe your finger off in the sink or with the Kleenex tissue. Pardon my reach again. All right, do you have glue down here? You ready to put that on?
Mm-hmm.
And then lay your butterflies where they're gonna go. We'll finish coloring them later.
Okay.
So that we can let these fine folks that are watching. Don't glue it down yet though, honey, because you still want to color. All right, if you glue it down, you can't color. So like I didn't glue mine down yet. I just kind of have them where I'm going to put them. And then there's my shaker card. Do you want them up over your window at all? Maybe just a little. Or on the window, that's fine. All right, so there's our shaker cards. Cool, huh?
I'm going to go buy Papa.
All right, thanks for playing. I hope you enjoyed our demonstration tonight. It's always an adventure when I have my guest stamper Rylie, but it's always a pleasure too. So until next time, happy stamping.